Welcome back to Jacob's Toys 5-minute figure reviews. Do not forget to like, share and subscribe. All support to the channel is very much appreciated. So we are taking a look at the Mark 85 Iron Man suit from Avengers Endgame, which came in a 2-pack with Thanos, with the kind of end battle Thanos. But this video we are going to focus on Iron Man alone. So let's have a look at him as he is straight out of the box. So here he is. You've got the Tony Stark kind of beaten up head, and you've got the Mark 85 armor as well. He came with a whole bunch of accessories, so let's have a look at those. You've got an alternate head, so the closed masked head as well here. You've got like a clean face, so sort of pre-battle face as well. You've got a blue translucent shield that we did see. You've also got this cool weapon that we saw at the beginning of the film. And you've got some blast effects as well, which is in the same blue as the shield and the weapon. And you've also got a hand, 2 open palm hands, and of course 2 closed fist hands as well, which are these ones here. Now the first thing that I want to address with this figure, apart from the details, is the obvious change, which is of course the head. So we have got alternate heads, and we've got a very easy way to remove it. You just pull it out, but it comes out from the neck. Now because we've got the bare neck, obviously it makes it a lot more screen accurate, but it does make it a different fit than previous Marvel Legends we've had in the past. So having a look at seeing if this comes out now, it just looks like a ball joint in there, so it doesn't pull out with force, but I do think that perhaps with a little bit of heat you could pull that off of the neck peg, and then hopefully he would fit on other Legends, just because there are 2 really cool unmasked heads here, and they are really detailed. By far the best Robert Downey Jr. likeness that we've had on a Marvel Legends so far. So I'm hoping I can reuse that on something else, and it's not just for this suit. Now obviously we've got the finger snapping hand as well that we saw at the end. I would say spoilers, but I'm sure everybody watching this would have seen Avengers Endgame by now. And obviously you've got the beaten up face as well. So you put the masked head on, and you've got the finger snap as well. It's just a lot of variation. There's a lot of opportunities to have a different look. Let's just take that off. So it is a really cool little detail. Now I know when the first version of Mark 85 came out, a lot of customizers and 3D printers and stuff did this hand because so many of us wanted that finger snapping hand. So it's actually really cool to have an official one now. So if I just put in an open palm hand, I'll just have a look at some of those weapon accessories. So if I put a blast effect in his hand, very much the standard, same as what we've had before. And it should just be noted as well, the articulation here on this figure is pretty much standard. It's pretty much the same as what we've seen before on the Marvel Legends line. So just fitting this in, it's quite difficult to actually put this one in the hand, but I'm sure with a little bit of force, if I just pry it open, there we go, and that opens up, and then we can just slide that in. It's cool. It gives us a really cool alternate look for Iron Man. It's a really cool suit. Obviously this was the last suit that we saw Iron Man in, because obviously Avengers Endgame concluded the way that it did. I suppose if I get the shield as well, you could clip the shield over the top here, just to have some kind of beefed up look. So I mean that's a completely different look for Iron Man than what we've seen previously. So it's nice to have a little bit of options to play around with what we're going to have him looking like. Now obviously this 2-pack came as part of the Infinity Saga wave, so the important thing to note is that these figures are based off of the actual film and not off of concept art, so they're a lot more detailed and they're a lot more true to the likeness of what we saw on the screen. So if I just put him here, I'm going to get the earlier version of the Mark 85 that we got in the Avengers wave not too long ago. Now you can actually see there's quite a stark difference here, pardon the pun, but there is definitely a difference here. The colouring is very different. It's a much kind of darker gold, but a much kind of brighter red, and the black or grey detail is a lot more predominant in this new figure. And I must admit, from the promotional images, I did not realise that they were this different. I almost passed on him because I thought that they were pretty much the same figure, but they really are very different, even down to the articulation in the head. It's a really different articulation because of that neck joint. It's not just the forward, back, side to side. So having a look at the back here, you can see the difference as well. And I'm actually torn as to which design I prefer. I think obviously I need to go for the newer one just because it's a lot more detailed. But the older version is very good and does hold up. It's not that much older as well. That's the thing to definitely note. So if I just grab the clicking hand, you can see here that the reds are completely different. So you couldn't swap pieces out. You couldn't literally kind of mix and match. The only thing that you could possibly do is obviously put that alternate head onto the old version if we can pull the head off of the neck peg, which I'm pretty sure we'll be able to do, but I'm going to have to look at that and discuss that in a later video. But I think this is pretty much the look that you would expect a lot of people to use: the clicking hand, the snapping hand, and the beaten up face. This is obviously the iconic look from that movie, the final kind of move of Tony Stark. And just have a look at this head in a little bit more detail. It is a really, really good likeness. And that's my 5 minutes up, so I'm going to have to leave it, but it is definitely worth picking up. Please do like, share, subscribe, and all those things, and do tune in, and I'll look at Thanos in another video.